What's going on, guys? NealGuides here. Welcome back to another video. I got another video in the mind of an elite player. I got some gameplay with you, another cheap team. I also got the eye tracker. By the way, if you want to see the eye tracker, you have to watch this video in 1080p. Just turn the quality up to 1080p. That way you can see the blob. So for example, now I'm looking at my right back. I'm looking at my goalkeeper. I'm looking at, for example, Martinez. If you want to see this properly, you're going to have to turn your quality up. I don't want to make the blob too prominent, otherwise it'll be just a bit too distracting. We're going to go through some things I want to talk about, some questions that you guys had. Most of all, the first thing is how to keep your mental state in FIFA, which we'll get onto as well. And also this top tip, this weekend league coming is going to be, it's going to be probably the worst connection, I would say, and it's probably going to be the hardest games. This weekend league is going to be really bad because it's BPL, and for those of you who don't know, why is this taking so long? But for those of you who don't know, BPL, this is the most, I would say, the hardest part of the year, because what happened is this weekend league that just came, some of you may have found matchmaking extremely hard. A lot of people in the gold 1 tier were struggling. People in gold 3 maybe struggled not so much, because what happened is a lot of casual players came back into the game as well. But the most important thing is you need to remember this weekend league is make or break, and it's important you also, if you can, participate in this weekend league. The reason why is because when you look at a game, and generally speaking, when you play someone, the problem is that the way the matchmaking works, you're going to play anyone. There's a chance of you playing anyone. But the most important thing is everyone's going to be trying hard parking the bus. Now, this team of the season, if you get elite this week, you could easily make 300k. Throughout the whole year, normally when you get elite, it's not worth it. You know, elite packs are honestly a shambles. That's why sometimes you see people just either get for them, it's either top 100 or elite 1 or gold 1. Because the rewards are so bad for elite players, because you only get, think about it, so you get 3 team of the weeks. Now for those who don't get elite, team of the week elite packs, you normally get bin price 81 rated cards or whatever. So you know, it's nothing, you get nothing special for playing elite. So that's why elite is never worth it. But this is the time of the year when elite is worth it, because you actually make money. Like this time last year, remember from the Premier League team of the season, I remember people making, honestly, from like 400k to 2 million. So this is a time when, you know, the games are going to get much harder, and this weekend league was a shambles. Now, before I go into this game, you probably saw I had 12 ms. For those of you I think I've got a good internet connection, you have no idea. It is so bad. My internet is so bad. I can't even stream my games until everyone in my house has gone to sleep. Just to give you a bit of an understanding. For those of you wondering why I don't have a stream schedule, by the way, I'll be doing a charity stream, by the way, 6 p.m. UK time, twitch.tv/NealGuides on Saturday. That is Saturday the 2nd of May, if I'm not mistaken. So come tune in for that, Saturday 6 p.m. twitch.tv/NealGuides. But anyway, yeah, that's a charity stream for care. But yeah, so you understand, if someone opens Google in my house, that's it, it's done. So I can't play my games until everyone's gone to bed, because my internet is bad. And it's not about, oh, just get a better internet. Well, obviously I've inquired about this. I don't have good internet in my area, so I'm not joking. Sometimes I'm getting like 2 megabytes per second upload speed, and sometimes, especially during coronavirus, sometimes I'm getting legit 5 download speed. It is honestly absolutely diabolical. So the most important thing is you need to remember now is this is going to be a tough weekend league. And the most important thing is to not concede first. This is something that I keep seeing again and again and again. And it's also to do with mental state. Now, I know it's going to be a bit hypocritical talking about mental state. Now, just to give you an insight, when I play weekend league, I play for fun. You know, I don't abuse mechanics. I don't pass the ball around. All I want to do basically is play FIFA, fast football, and attack. That's what I want to do. I'm pretty lucky because I can play at a very decent level without really trying, and just playing. I like to just use left stick dribbling, but you see, when I can't left stick dribble, it's when the game goes completely bad. Now, for example, this weekend league I played against an elite. So, for example, I was 12-0, and I lost to an elite player, an elite 2 player. Now, in some cases, you would think, okay, at least he's an elite 2 player, but I shouldn't have lost the game. If those of you on the stream, you would have seen I hit the post multiple times. And how I ended up, that's a good save. How I actually ended up losing in the end was in penalties. Now, this is going to happen sometimes. You're going to hit the post, and for example, I went past his goalkeeper 3 times and I shot it, and for example, his player would do an AI clearance. Now, these games are going to happen. The most important thing is you need to take a break. For example, I never took a break and I lost my 2nd game in a row. Now, for those of you who don't understand, for me, I'm not saying 12-0 is bad, or 12-1, sorry, is bad. But you need to understand, I have, for some people, like if you're top 100 player, for them anything, if they don't get 20-0, for them it's bad. For maybe an elite player, 20-1 is good. But for everyone has different levels, and for me, as soon as I get one loss, that's it. The weekend league is done. And because I can't take a break for obvious reasons, because I'm streaming and I have to play my games in a rush, because I have to play my games before people wake up in my house. I only have a small period of playing the games, and I end up losing a game straight after. So I lost back-to-back losses. The most important thing is when you take a loss, you need to take a break. I'm not saying taking half an hour break. I know no one's got time for that. But I mean literally just walk away from the screen. Don't sit on your phone. Don't get your phone out and take a break. Legit, get up, maybe go get a glass of water. Just leave the screen for 2 minutes. Because what happens is when you're angry, you start doing silly things. Maybe I'll have analysis on some of the losses that I make. But like for example, this weekend league, the next game I lost that game on penalties, which I shouldn't have lost. I got angry, and then the second game I went into, I just didn't have a call. I scored the first goal in 2 minutes. Later on in the game, what happened was straight away, immediately, I conceded from a kickoff, which I didn't defend correctly. I then dragged my defender out of the way and let him run through on goal. Like complete goal 3 mistakes, Civil 1 mistakes that I did. And then I conceded a foul inside the box. And you see, this what happens is once you lose a game, I guarantee that if you're watching this now and you listen to this, so you tell me how many weekend leagues have been ruined because you were so close to achieving your goal. But then what happened is you realized, oh my God, you know what, this person, he beat me somehow and I conceded and now I can't get back into the game. And you end up losing a back-to-back loss. And that's it, 2 losses from then you're in trouble. Because then what happens is every game after that, you can't take a risk. And then you start playing more conservatively. You start playing, a lot of people don't realize this, but once you have like, I don't know, let's say you want to get Elite 3 and you only have, I don't know, let's say 5 games to get it and you can only afford 1 loss. People start playing conservatively, start playing over defense. That's a bad mistake, by the way. They start playing over defensively. They start making wrong decisions. And when they play over defensive, you don't make attacking chances. And what happens is that means you give your opponent most of the ball. So if anything, just don't get back-to-back losses. As I said, just take a break. If something happens to you in a game, like something that goes against you, what I like to do is, let's say, okay, when I'm trying hard, not when I'm streaming, but when I'm trying hard, if something really happens bad in the game, I just pause the game. You got 36 seconds, as you can see at the bottom of the screen. Just take your time, just have a think, like thinking, oh my God, what have I done? Maybe just analyze your opponent, see what team he's rocking, see what, what's his layout. But at the very least, just don't, continue playing the game, because if something bad happens against you, the more you get triggered, the more it's just going to cost you in the long run. So please just take a break. If something happens to you that's really bad in the game, just pause the game, just get your mindset in check, just have a think for a second. This is probably the best thing to do, just pause the game. Apart from that, there's nothing else you can do. Some people, they just tend to get angry. Like for example, when I'm angry, I don't really, I might, maybe occasionally might just get, I suppose you can say, go into rage mode. Not rage mode, but I suppose you can say I get angry. But some people, they go into utter rage mode, they smash things. I may just get really frustrated, angry with the game. Maybe a couple of words profanity here and there. But that is pretty much it. And as I said, the servers are going to be awful. You know how bad the servers were this weekend league. I couldn't even shoot in some of my games, honestly. It was honestly that bad. But this is why it's important to have your mental state in check. People always ask me as well, how do you play in bad gameplay? Okay, now the problem I have with this is that my play style is I don't use a skill move. I know how to do skill moves, but I don't use them because I don't even like using a drag back, because for me, I like to just use simple left stick dribbling. The only other skill move that I may use is a fake shot just to create the space or the angle, but that's just my style. For example, when I go down the wing, I never cross the ball in. Like FIFA 19, I never did one L tornado, never even crossed the ball in, because it's just not my style. I don't play to win. I like to win, of course, but I want to play my style of football. So when it's a bad connection, I can't play my style of football. The key thing is you have to adapt or perish, right? That's the one thing you got to do. One thing I can recommend is just try shielding the ball. So whenever there's a bad connection, I always shield the ball like so, just to give me that extra second. And because if there's a delay, at least you have that kind of that protection layer. And let's say, for example, if you're trying to shoot in the final third, I like to do like a first time fake. Let me do a slide tackle here. Move the goalkeeper. Oh, good save in the end. I like to do like a fake shot to create the angle, because also the fake shot acts as like a defense barrier. So if someone makes the wrong tackle inside the box, they bring you down. So the fake shot is a really good thing to do, and holding the shield button is also very, very important. Apart from that, I really can't advise you any other way. By the way, in case you're wondering, what I'm doing is I'm positioning my players. I don't know if you can see this, but what I'm doing, I'm positioning my defenders with the running jockey into where the shot is going to be. So what I'm doing is I'm letting him take, well, I didn't mean to let him take the shot, but when he gets into a shot taking opportunity, you see I'm closing a gap towards goal. I'm not running too quickly towards him. I'm just, positioning my body in a way to defend the goal. That's the one thing as well, people always say to me as well, I got some questions here that I wanted to ask. People always ask is why the game's so difficult after 14 wins. This is something that I get asked a lot. I think it's because we need now. There's two things to this. One is that at this stage of the game, your first 10 games will normally be easy because of the way matchmaking is. Because what happens is when you play on Friday, a lot of the pro players play because they want to get a good skill rating. So in theory, if you're 2-0 and a pro is 2-0, you can very much face each other. It's quite likely. But as you go on during the weekend league, as the pros go up, you're probably not going to face them. You're not going. If you're 0 and 0, there's a very low chance you're going to face a pro player that's like 20-0 by Saturday. So that is something that is to bear in mind as well. So matchmaking does have an impact. The first 5 games are typically easy. There's a lot of people that are like in division 10, for example, that play FutChampions, and they're not necessarily, I know some of you guys that are in division 10 even now watching this video, they're not necessarily the best of players, but they still somehow get silver 1, or maybe they still want to play just to get some rewards. But after 10 wins, you're going to be facing players who have got, at least you can argue, a similar rating to you. So that's why games get harder. So people always say, oh my god, I get 10-0, now I'm 10-8. It's not necessarily because you're bad. It's not because you're bottling your weekend league. It's not because the game is against you, which is the most common answer I always hear. It's because you're just facing better opponents. It doesn't matter what team they have. And this is one thing as well. Someone actually asked me this on my other video. They said to me, they played in the weekend league and they didn't play they played the games on Friday. The first 5 games were easy, but then the rest of them were hard. I mean, let's be realistic. I don't think anyone is naive enough to think that you're going to face an easy team. What do you think you're going to face? A gold team worth 10k? Do you think someone's going to rock weekend league with, for example, the team I'm playing right now? Do you think someone's going to go into the weekend league with that team? Obviously not. You're going to be facing good teams. Some people that I know that barely play the game have done 2 icon swaps already just because it's pretty easy, and I've got maybe a 1,000,000 coin team. Don't expect to play, some team with like 700 coin De La Failure on the wing. You're never going to face that. Obviously, you're only going to face good, especially in FutChampions. Think about rivals. Division 10 rivals is packed out. And on that note, don't think just because someone's got a good team, they're a good player. This is one mistake that I keep hearing. Just because someone has a good team doesn't mean they're a better player. I mean, like, there's been times in my first 5 games where I've obliterated people, got them 10-12-0 sometimes, and it's in they have the god squad. It doesn't mean just because someone has a good team doesn't mean they're a good player. They could be a very good trader. They could have packed R9 from a free pack, or they could have division rivals. They could have packed R9 and got the money to buy their team, or say they could have spent FIFA points. So don't just think, okay, just because they got a good team, they must in turn be a good player, because that is not the case most of the time. And on that note as well, the first goal obviously is very, very important. You see, the problem is, as I said, when you go into a game, in terms of tactics, one thing that I always see is when someone goes down 1-0, they just change to ultra attacking immediately. Why they do this, I don't understand. If it's 0-0, let's say for example you can see the kickoff goal from the first minute. Please do not change to ultra attacking. There is no need to change to ultra attacking. Just keep it. The way you're meant to use a progressive formation is you start with your ultra defensive, maybe your 4-2-3-1, everyone on comeback defense. And if and only if you can't break your opponent down, then you change to attacking. But if, for example, it's 0-0 and let's say you're 1-0 down and you scored a kickoff and you're still creating chances, don't just go to ultra attacking. Because what people are doing, and what I realized when I coach these people, by the way, if you want coaching as well, I've updated my prices. Link will be in the description for one-on-one coaching as well. If you want to, I got a website there. You can see some more information regarding that. So link will be in the description for one-on-one coaching. One of the cheapest services on the market currently. But yeah, when you're generally speaking, you don't want to go ultra attacking, because what people are doing is they will go 1-0 down because they'll get unlucky and they'll be controlling the game. Then they go ultra attacking and then they start being aggressive and then they just lose the game. It is so important that you don't go ultra attacking straight away. Only go ultra attacking or you all out attack formation if you are losing and it's like 7-0 down. The same with team press. How many times have I seen people use team press? If you're going 1-0 down, you should not be using attacking fullbacks for team press. You can use it. Let's say, for example, you're losing at 63 minutes and you're 2-0 down. Then you go on to team press. Okay, fine. But don't do it, for example, when you're losing 1-0 in the first 10 minutes. That is something I really want to point out. As I said, this weekend league, this is make or break. Don't forget now, team of the season in the Premier League, right? The good thing about the Premier League is the players are worth a lot. Contrary to belief, getting elite is not really worth, as I said. But getting elite at this stage of FIFA is really good because you get a good amount of money. The problem is if you fall behind this week, let's say you don't get elite, this is when you're in trouble. So if you're a regular elite, because I know a lot of elite players watch my videos, if you're a regular elite player now, it is of paramount importance that you actually get elite now, because if you don't let's say you got a 3 million coin squad. If someone ends up getting elite and they end up having a 5 million, okay, this guy's gone. If someone ends up having a 5 million coin squad, then pretty much they're in trouble, because what's going to happen is, so if someone's got 5 million squad now and then they win and they get elite, they're going to end up having like a 7 million squad because of rewards. So keep that in mind. So we could go over the replays as well. Was there anything here in particular? But anyway, I just wanted to bring this video out. I thought it would maybe help you, just give you a bit of an insight of what my thought process, what my thinking is in terms of the weekend league. I'll have my 4-1-2-1-2 tactics out tomorrow as well. As you can see in the box, I'm very patient. You see a lot of people as well, when they get the ball over here, they just panic. In fact, let me just change the screen actually, just to get rid of the controller. People would normally, when they get the ball over here, they just panic. You see, I don't panic. I let my defender make a mistake first, and then I kind of outsmart him. You see, move the goalkeeper, tried to predict that I was going that way. And that's why a 5-star weak foot is important. But yeah, anyway, hope you enjoy. I don't know how this actual, I don't even know how this actually went in, because he's left-footed. But anyway, yeah, that was just really bad. That is one of the really unlucky. His goalkeeper should have saved that, in all honesty. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'll have another video, I think, coming soon. I said with a 4-1-2-1-2. Hopefully, fingers crossed, in the morning, in the late afternoon, just finishing editing that. But thank you very much for watching. Take it easy, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out, guys.